Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
The CWC's decision to finally elect a president by June could well be the Congress's last chance to get its very own Narendra Modi. But for that, it is important that this election is not reduced to a mere sham like the elections we've seen in the Congress in the past, and is not just a ruse to have the members of the CWC sing praises of the Gandhi family and then say one of the Gandhis would be in charge yet again. Well, the Congress has been suffering from a leadership crisis, and that is something one has talked about a lot. It's been talked about frequently, and it's been emphasized even by people within the party. But the problem with the Congress is that no internal election is actually an election. In fact, the last time there was probably even a semblance of a contest was in 1998 when Sitaram Kesri was the president, and then Sonia Gandhi was propped up by some other party members, and as per the CWC resolution, Sitaram Kesri was asked to step down. Now, there was no election even then, but at least there were two people vying for the post of president, something that hasn't happened since then. In fact, if you look back at the Congress, it was the 1992 session, the Tirupati session, and the 1997 Kolkata session, which had contests in the CWC. Since then, there has been no election at all. So, why is this election crucial? It is crucial because what the Congress needs is candidates who can stand up for this post, candidates who are willing to and who are eligible to stand up and to contest for the post of president should be allowed to do it. It shouldn't just become a game of passing the parcel like it has between Congress President Sonia Gandhi and her son Rahul Gandhi. In fact, it's just been a sham in the Congress for the last few years. Since in fact 1998, whatever happens as per the whim of the first family of the party. Let's go back to 2004 when the Congress came to power under the UPA umbrella. Sonia Gandhi, of course, declined the post of Prime Minister, but she just chose Manmohan Singh to become Prime Minister. So that was a pick that she made. And since then, it has just been entirely about who the party wants and how they want it. In 2013, again, no election. Rahul Gandhi was just elected as Vice President, or appointed Vice President rather. In 2017, he became the president. Then after the Lok Sabha elections last year, when the Congress's performance was of course below par, Rahul Gandhi stepped down, and the parcel, as I said, the passing the parcel game, the parcel went back to his mother, Sonia Gandhi. So this is what the Congress has been about. Now, people say that Congress at least claims its commitment to democracy, but for all of that, its own internal democracy remains a big question mark. It perhaps is the most undemocratic party in India today, and yes, even more undemocratic than the BJP, at least in the pre-Modi Shah era, where these two leaders, Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, who were confined to one state of India, actually managed to break out into the national scene, challenging a fairly formidable national leadership at that point. So yes, the Congress is undemocratic and it needs a fresh election. There are aberrations that have happened, like the group of 23 ministers recently who demanded a leadership overhaul. Not much has happened, not much has been seen after that. And of course, when Shehzad Poonawalla decided to challenge Rahul Gandhi's candidature for presidency, but these are seen more as aberrations, more as comic reliefs than actually what seriously ails the party. Going forward, what the Congress needs is its own Narendra Modi. Now, by that, I don't mean someone like the Prime Minister who's a replica of the Prime Minister, or a leader who toes a polarizing, provocative line of politics, but someone who can win elections for the party, someone who has a national presence, and someone who is a political heavyweight. What is happening now in the party is that even internally, they are struggling to find a tall leader who can talk to allies, or who can talk to friends, or who can talk across party lines, particularly after the passing away of veteran Ahmed Patel. In fact, sources in the party say that the situation is so bad that there is literally nobody who can reach out to the allies. Those in Team Rahul may think they're political heavyweights in the Congress, but outside the Congress cocoon, they're really just lightweights. What is also happening is that the Congress does not seem to be taking the idea of having a fresh leader and outside the Gandhi fold seriously, and that is what they need to do in this election. And this is a final chance, and I say it's a final chance because, given how badly the party has been performing in elections and how much it's been declining, all its capable leaders, all its potential political talent may well quit the party before the party gets a wake-up call and actually decides that it needs a fresh face. Now, I know there is an argument that why do we only call the Congress undemocratic? The BJP is undemocratic under Narendra Modi and Amit Shah as well. Well, sure, it is. I don't think Modi and Shah practice the best version of democracy internally. But having said that, this argument doesn't cut much ice for the Congress, because what Modi and Shah have at this point is the support of the voters. They are winning election after election, and hence this argument does not quite hold ground. For the Congress, on the other hand, why it needs to get rid of the dynasty in terms of the leadership is not because dynastic politics is evil, but because the dynasty has lost its mandate where it matters the most, among the voters, and which is why it's important to have a fresh election. There are many people in the Congress across states who can become potential leaders. In fact, that's what we look when you go back to the BJP's history of 2013, when Narendra Modi was declared the PM face or the head of the poll campaign of the Lok Sabha elections. You realize that BJP at that point showed some democracy internally. There was Lal Krishna Advani, and there were other senior leaders as well, from Nitin Gadkari to Rajnath Singh. But Modi did manage to challenge them. In fact, in the meeting, the Goa meeting, when Modi was put up as the face of the BJP, the party was deeply divided between him and Advani's candidature. However, Modi did manage to garner more support. So the BJP has seen, as I mentioned, democracy where a state leader, even if he was a multiple time chief minister, managed to erupt into the scene and become the PM face. On the Congress, on the other hand, it has just been between the mother and the son, and of course with a generous dose of Priyanka for president being thrown in often by Congress leaders when the party loses elections. Therefore, the June elections or the elections which are going to take place in the next few months in the Congress, the organizational elections, are crucial. And it's important that these elections are genuine, they are honest, they are fair, and they are elections in the true sense, instead of just becoming a stage play which is directed by the Gandhis and where everybody else in the Congress is reduced to a mere prop. For more, you can log on to our website, theprint.in, and read my column, Politics.